Welcome to busygram.net, ang YouTube channel na nagbibigay ng kaalaman at latest na balita saan man sa mundo. Ngayong araw nga, July 27, 2020 ay ginanap ang 5th State of the Nation Address ni Pangulong Duterte sa kanyang ikalimang taon ng panunungkulan bilang Philippine President. Ang SONA o State of the Nation Address ay taunang ginagawa ng kung sino mang kasalukuyang presidente ng Pilipinas. Sa pagkakataong ito ay nagtatalumpati ang presidente at sinasabi sa buong bansa ang mga bagay na kanyang na-accomplish at mga plano sa mga natitira niyang termino bilang Pangulo. Pagkatapos nga ng SONA niya ngayon, ay samot-saring reaksyon ng inilabas ng mga tao, lalo na ang mga kilalang personalidad. Isa na nga dyan ay si Karen Davila. Ano nga ba ang buwelta ni Karen Davila sa SONA ni President Duterte? Panoorin din hanggang huli ang video na ito para mapanood mo ang parte ng SONA ni President Duterte. Aalamin din natin lahat yan, pero bago ang lahat, kung bago ka pa lamang sa busygram.net YouTube channel ay mag-like at subscribe ka muna at pindutin din ang notification bell para ma-notify ka sa mga susunod nating mga videos. Isa nga sa kilalang personalidad na naunang nag-post sa kanyang social media ay si Karen Davila, isang batikang journalist at broadcaster. Sa kanyang post ay binira niya si President Rodrigo Duterte sa pagbanggit sa ni Duterte kay Senator Franklin Drilon at sa ABS-CBN sa bungad at huling bahagi ng kanyang ikalawa sa huling SONA or State of the Nation Address. Sa Twitter ni Karen Davila, pinost niya na naging venue daw ng personal vendetta or feelings ang kanyang ikalimang SONA. Ayon sa kanya, and I quote, "No senator or private company deserves to be mentioned at the opening of the President's SONA. This is about the state of the country, where we are going, not about personal vendettas or feelings. People are hungry and jobless. People are looking for inspiration." End of quote. Sa ikalimang SONA ni Pangulong Duterte, binanggit niya ng higit sa isang beses na si Drilon daw ay arogante sa pagbibigay ng komento sa oligarchs na hinihalin tulad ito sa political dynasties. Dinepensahan din ng Pangulong Duterte ang kanyang mga anak tulad ni Sara Duterte laban sa patutsada ni Senator Franklin Drilon. Maraming nakapansin na sa unang 5 minuto pa lamang ng kanyang speech ay tinira na niya si Drilon. Binanggit din ni Duterte na dinidepensahan ni Drilon ang mga Lopezes na may-ari ng ABS-CBN Kapamilya Channel na hindi nabigyan ng bagong prangkisa ng patayin ng mga kaalyado ng Pangulo sa Kongreso ang prangkisa sa botong 70-11. Binanggit din ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte na casualty daw siya ng media giant ng ABS-CBN. Ang ABS-CBN ay ang pinakamalaking broadcasting network sa Pilipinas. Wala na sa free TV ang ABS-CBN since May 5, 2020. Nagkomento naman si Senador Drilon sa birada ni Pangulong Duterte. Ayon sa kanya, and I quote, "I was defending freedom of the press, not the Lopezes. The closure of ABS-CBN sent a chilling effect. As I said before, for democracy to thrive, we need free press and to allow journalists to exercise complete freedom to do their mandate of reporting facts. I aired my support for the renewal of franchise of ABS-CBN because undeniably, the network complements other stations in providing timely and accurate reporting even in the farthest locality unreachable to others. Even to the government, I was defending the 11,000 people and their families who would lose jobs amid the pandemic, not the Lopezes." End of quote. Si Pangulong Duterte ay inaasahan na mayroon na lamang hanggang June 30, 2022 na magiging presidente ng bansa. Ito ay ayon sa batas ng isang Pangulo ay may 6 na taon lamang para manungkulan. Narito naman ang bahagi ng talumpati ni Pangulong Duterte sa nakaraang SONA ngayong 2020.
Losses. My countrymen, it is sad that while government focuses its attention resources to battle the coronavirus, there are those who take advantage of a preoccupied government. One of them is Senator Frank Dillon. In an interview, he arrogantly mentioned, among others, that oligarchs need not be rich. Then he linked the anti-dynasty system with oligarchy, and the topic was my daughter and son. This happened after the Committee of Franchise voted 70-11 to deny the grant of franchise to ABS-CBN. Obviously, he was defending the Lopezes, that they are not oligarchs. Great wealth.
Give a statement between us sa gobyerno kung hindi tayo nakakaintindihan. You know, Drilon extended, he was defending. I would like to ask Drilon, were you a part of ACRA when this contract of Ayala Water was being drafted? And why are you fumigating? Bakit kasi ikaw lang ang galit? Nasabi mo na dynasty. You are a hypocrite. You know that you cannot pass an anti-dynasty law. Ikaw nandyan sa Congress, ikaw ang mauna dito. But you know, to take it against me for protecting my country is something which I really resent. Alam mo, you describe using the dictionary the synonym ng mga oligarchy. Then you proceeded to characterize everyone, every name, and then said that oligarchy is not bad at all, because not all oligarchies are bad. True. But ito, to my countrymen, the oligarchy that exists in this country is the oligarchy that existed during the Spanish time. And the Spanish lands and the friar lands and all the benefits that were passed on to the insulares who did not go back to Spain, or to the Spaniards and then to them. But that was long ago. It has been forgotten. This is the oligarchy that controls the Philippines. By what? By taking control of the water and the electricity and power. Yan ang oligarchy mo, Drilon. Wala nang oligarchy dito except that they have control. Look, how can you now craft a new contract? Because I would insist that you pay the billions and billions that you collected. For example, water treatment. Oh, nandyan sa kontrata. It's in the billing. They've been collected. Since 1997. Ilang bilyon na nga wala ni isa. Not even a faucet was built for a water treatment facility. Yan ang mahirap sa, you do not protect the oligarchs here. You are the one. Ikaw lang mag-isa. And I suspect that you were also the one or help when you were there in the ACRA. We do not even know ang mga abogado sa public documents. Hindi nga alam. Hindi natin alam kung nakagraduate ba o hindi. Wala. Would you think Ayala would get the services of those Ayala got Accra. Accra did it. Ikaw galing ka doon, most of you, more successful lawyers sa corporation. You handle big corporate. Yan ang mahirap. O, bangga tayo dito. Hinawakan ninyo eh. Hindi ka pwede kayo. Kita mo, noong nag-increase, walang tubig, pinuputol yung tubig. Ang tao, bumigay kasi hindi pwede yung tayo hindi maligo. Hindi uminom. Electricity, ayaw mo mag-increase. O ayan, wala ka. Palaging brown out lahat. I'm sorry, but I have to say this to you. I do not like it. It's not the time for it. But since it is the time for the SONA, for people to know and people to really get the facts, then, and the right of the people to be heard. Tayo na naman ang tao magsano. Hinawakan ninyo yung tubig, pati electricity. Yun ang oligarchy. Kaya ako sinabi ko noong kumpanya, corruption is not here. Yung mga customs, maliit yan. It's there upstairs. And I was really unprovidential. Dumating yung panahon na hindi ko hiningi. Then I saw the contract. Noong nakita ko yung contract na. Tsaka yung linya na yung choice, yung linya ng it belongs to government. The best of the transmission lines, whatever, government gets it first before anybody else. Thank you.
At iyan nga ang tungkol sa ilan sa mga kaganapan sa nakaraang SONA ng Pangulong Duterte. Ano ang masasabi niyo tungkol dito? I-comment mo lang ang inyong suggestion sa comment section at huwag din kalimutang mag-like at subscribe sa bcgram.net YouTube channel at pindutin din ang notification bell para ma-notify ka sa mga susunod naming mga videos. Salamat!